Netflix is releasing a 6-part series on Alexander the Great, and like virtually every piece of art these days, it's being met with immediate Republican tears. The End Wokeness account, which is just some rando on Twitter, but unfortunately Elon Musk responds to like literally everything they say, so they're culturally important for some reason, tweeted, "Netflix made a new documentary about Alexander the Great. Within the first 8 minutes, they turned him gay." Now, you are probably already ahead of me in thinking, I don't think they turned him gay. He's just a gay man, and that is true. Now, historians have debated exactly what label we should use, whether he's bisexual or gay, but regardless of label, and labels change over time. We're talking about a very long time ago. He had male sexual partners. That's not a thing that Netflix made up. That's not a thing they just wrote into the script. It's a thing that happened. The fact that it bothers you is weird, but people have tried to educate him about it, and we're gonna get to some of those tweets in a sec. But first, we have quite a bit of granular information about his sexual partners. I don't know why, but we do. The most famous of his alleged male lovers is Hephaestion, his boyhood friend who would accompany him on his campaigns until the latter died in 324 BC. Another is Bagoas, a eunuch in the court of the Persian Empire with whom Alexander is said to have had amorous encounters. Now look, he was involved with a lot of people. Some of them were men. Again, sorry if that bothers you. By the way, that's similar to what Tony said on in response to it, saying, "Hey man, I'm sorry you had to learn this way." Like just the idea that like the End Wokeness is really bothered by this. I thought I knew Alexander the Great. But the QAnon shaman said, "Just FYI, from my reading of history, Alexander the Great was a well-known bisexual who actually preferred men," which is true. But I love the idea that the QAnon shaman is trying to describe knowing that fact as the product of like independent research. Like the QAnon shaman was like digging into primary sources and came to this conclusion. No, we know that Alexander the Great was gay, sorry. And so as a result of this, the fact that seemingly everyone on Twitter knew this except that account, End Wokeness has backtracked saying it's still unproven speculation and should definitely not be shoved into the first 8 minutes. Well, it is not unproven speculation. It's widespread agreement amongst historians. Again, sorry that that bothers you. And I love that it's not, no, I'm not saying I didn't know that, but like, why in the first 8 minutes? Because if it was 30 minutes in or in the second episode, End Wokeness definitely wouldn't have had a problem with it. The backtrack is just so transparent, Sharon. What do you think?
It is. I think the account holder would rather it be like left as a kiss at the end, a cliffhanger or something, a sequel. I don't know, but it's just, they're doing too much. The historians agree, Alexander, not straight, period, okay? You can put whatever spin on it you want. What difference does it make? There's a lot of story there, okay? It's not just about that, which I'm fine with if it were just about that. But there's much more here to see. Did they watch it, or after 8 minutes, did they just go, we're out of here?
I doubt they watched it at all. They're constantly getting mad about something they didn't watch. No. But I want to respond not to End Wokeness, but to others who are even willing to admit that it's a historic fact, but still want to be bothered by it. Scones says, "Why? I just want to see a normal documentary. I know he was gay, but really it took them 8 minutes with a meme of me trying to live my life and LGBT propaganda being forced on them." And like, I want to ask, this is not a rhetorical, this is a serious question to Scones. Can I call you Scones? Sorry, maybe that's too familiar. The only Scones. Why is that LGBT propaganda? To acknowledge something that you yourself admit is a fact. Now, he also was with women. So if within the 8 minutes or whatever, he had kissed a woman, would that be straight propaganda? And I know, of course, you don't think that it would be. But I know that you're gonna push back against this. Could you try to think for a second about why it is that one of those is propaganda? Acknowledging one fact is propaganda. Acknowledging the same sort of fact is not propaganda. Why is that? Is it possible that that meme is inaccurate? That it is not you trying to live your life, having this pushed onto you, but that it's you going through your life, choosing to be bothered by things that you don't have to be bothered by. I am a straight man. When I see a gay couple on TV, I do not cry. I do not wet my pants. And I say that only to let you know that that's an option, that you could go through your life not having your day be ruined by the fact that some people have sex in a way that you don't prefer. It doesn't have to be propaganda. It doesn't have to ruin your vibe or whatever. It can just be a thing that we both agree is historically accurate. Any final thoughts, Sharon?
No, just that, look here. He also said, I'm just trying to watch a normal documentary. So this is apparently not normal. Anyone who colors outside of his line is not normal. And I just think it's 2024. It's normal. You're not normal.
It's normal.
Right, you're not normal. That's what's going on here. You're
History
behaving
is normal.
Right.
It's so, oh God, they're so pathetic.